Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I hope you're doing okay. Let's read our inspiration for the day or night. I have our little jar over here to put it in when we get done reading it. And here it goes. Let the young rain of tears come. Let the calm hands of grief come. It's not all as evil as you think. Rolf Jacobson. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful quote. Okay, we're going to put it in our jar, close them up. I'm going to push them to the side. And now let's get into what I have in store for us today. What is that? Oh, goodness. That is the rose jar. Okay, I went through the comments on the vote for mix to mold or resin for the rose jar, and it was super close to a tie. One vote off from tying it up. So I decided to do both. We will do resin today and mix and mold on another day. I'm not sure when, but soon. I have the drawing to do, and my 4th of July creation will be on the 3rd, and I need to do that tomorrow. So we'll get to it soon, I promise you. Okay, now for the rose jar, I chose to use my yellow casting craft, which is opaque, some yellow pretty glitter, because you know I gotta have that glitter. And then I chose for the leaves on our rose, I am brushing on the green intense chameleon powder from Let's Resin. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not sure how this color will look when we put the yellow, over it. But I'm going to wing it, give it a go, and see what it looks like. I'm hoping for the best here. I do know that when you use the chameleon powders, the best color behind them is black. But that's not always the case. There are a lot of colors that I've seen people use, and I have used, that also look really pretty over the chameleon powders or behind them. And I'm just brushing this on the leaves. And I'm holding my mold. I flipped the mold inside out so that I could get to the leaves really good. And I'm tilting it downward so that those flakes will fall down instead of into my mold. So I'm just trying to lean it a little bit down. And I'm getting off the excess off of my table. I'm trying to, but I think I'm just making a mess. I don't think I'm really getting anything off of the table. I think I'm just making a mess. I think we have one leaf left to go. And I'm just going to take like a Q-tip or one of my little bitty, tiny tipped little sponge things to clean up my mess inside. And I chose to get the Q-tips, and I'm spraying a little bit of alcohol on them. And then I'm going to clean around my leaves and clean up those chameleon powders that fell into my mold. And I hope this is going to look good, because I can tell that my leaves don't have those crisp, clean edges. I mean, they're going to be clean, but it just doesn't look like they're crisp and in formation of the leaf. But we're going to go ahead and go with it. I'm hoping that it's going to look good. I'm going to keep that bottom part of that mold inside this cup, and I'll tell you why here in a minute. Let's go ahead and shake up this yellow casting craft. And I have a little bit of resin here. And my lid here has a lot of the colorant in it. So I'm going to go ahead and take my popsicle stick, and I'm going to get it out of the lid. See how much I can get out of the lid here. Sometimes when I clip the tip off of some of my colorants, I clip it off too much, and it ends up doing this right here, making a mess. But I tell you, it's either one or the other for me. There really is no in between for me. Either I don't cut enough off and I can't get it out of the bottle, or I cut too much off and it goes everywhere. So, welcome to my world. It's a mess around here. I'm taking that glitter and I'm putting some of it into my cup too. And I'm going to go ahead and stir that up, getting the sides of my cup and the bottom of my cup really well. And I do find using these casting crafts, the opaque ones, that you have to really stir it up good in your resin. Because if you leave any little bit that's not stirred up, it will show in your piece. But I absolutely love the red, the yellow, the white, and the green in casting craft. And I'm going to add a little bit more to my cup because I wasn't real pleased with the color that I was getting. And I'm going to make this jar for my mother because she absolutely loves yellow roses. Now, the reason I left this mold outside in the cup like that is because I'm going to spray my alcohol so that it doesn't get on our leaves and make those leaves bleed into our yellow rose. So I did not get any alcohol on my leaves. Now I'm going to go ahead and push that in and pull the other part out. And hopefully we will not get any alcohol on those leaves. I'm hoping. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pour. Now I'm going to have to do this in 2 different pours. I'm going to get some tape right here because I see something in there and I'm trying to get it out right quick. I could not get it and I'm trying. I think I got it that time. Okay, I should have done this. If I had this to do over again, I would put it in my pressure pot. I did not know that it was going to hold so much resin. I also should have checked that as well. So here we are, and we're going to have to do 2 layers on this rose. And I did not want to do that, and I'll tell you why. Because now I run the risk of not getting the color right. And if I do not get the color spot on, then it's going to show. It's going to leave a line in between. So I'm afraid that's going to happen. I used my heat gun and I popped some of those surface bubbles. I sprayed a little bit of alcohol there in the center, trying not to get it on those leaves. And now I'm going to go ahead and pour halfway up the mold. And I'm going to use my heat gun again and pop some of the surface bubbles and heat that resin up a little bit so that the bubbles that are at the bottom will have a chance to release and make it to the top. We hope. I'm going to spray a little bit more alcohol there in the center. And I'm just checking things out. I think we might do a little bit more. And I think we'll stop right there. And I'm going to push that to the side. And let's get the top of our rose. I'm going to spray a little bit of alcohol in the mold. Tump it upside down. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of the resin that we have left over. Okay, I think now is a good time that I'm going to add a picture of the list. I took a screenshot of the list of everyone's names and numbers who entered the drawing. And I'm going to put it up here in the left or the right. There it is on the right, and if you'll go ahead and screenshot that and blow it up, you'll be able to see your name and your number on there. And if you don't, then please reach out to me so that I can get you on that list, because the entry for the drawing will close tomorrow at midnight. Okay? So now I sprayed a little bit of alcohol in the top of our jar lid mold here, and it needs a little bit more resin in it. So I went ahead and got a little bit more, and we're going to go ahead and put our colorant in it. And I'm just winging it here. I don't know if it's going to match. I'm hoping that it will match. But the good thing about that is the lid right now is still wet because we just poured it. So it has not cured. So it will have a chance to kind of blend in. Whereas the bottom of our rose jar, that's the one I'm, scared about. I don't know if I'm going to match those colors up for my second pour on the bottom of the jar. But we're going to try and hope for the best. So I'm just topping off the mold to the lid. Okay, now we're back, and the bottom part, it's not cured, because if you let it fully cure, it's going to leave a line that you will be able to see. It will be very, very noticeable. So I did not let this fully cure. It's at like a sticky state. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour and top this mold off and pray that the colors match. I wish I would have put this in my pressure pot and done it all in one whop. But I didn't think it would hold that much resin. And I didn't want to use my deep pour resin because, Lord, that's a long time to cure. Okay, now it's demold time. Let's see what we got. Okay, I don't see any bubbles on the top here, and that yellow is beautiful. Beautiful. Now let's see what we got on the bottom. I'm hoping that my leaves did not spread, the color did not spread out into the jar. And I'm just going to try to roll the mold down as far as I can get it, and then try to get me a little way into the side up here. If I can just get one little piece off, I'll be able to get in there. There we go. So now I'm in there, and this thing is coming off very soon. Pop! There goes the middle. I love that sound when the suction cup pops off of the jar. Now let's take a look around our jar. Oh, those leaves look beautiful. I'm so happy that they did not go off into the jar, the colorant. But I do see a line there. It's not bad, though. I do have to admit it's not bad, but it is there. Can y'all see it? The inside of the jar looks really good. The lid looks really good. I'm very pleased with the jar. The only thing I don't like is that line that it left, because I could not get the color right. Can you see it? Now I'm pointing at it. See the line there? The bottom is more opaque than the top. So I did not do very good on that. Okay, now we need a little bit of gold to decorate this jar up. So I get my little paint pen out, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a little line on one of the rose petals here. And I'm not liking this. I don't like it at all. I want something that's going to pop. I want some glitter, y'all. So here's my thought. I'm going to take it way back to the old school days. I don't have a UV glitter resin that matches a rose gold. So I'm about to take it way back. I'm using my Mod Podge and I'm just painting that Mod Podge on my rose petal. And I'm going to take my rose gold glitter here and sprinkle it right on to that Mod Podge. Shake it off. Clean it up a little bit, and there it is. Now that is something that looks pretty to me. So I'm just going to take this Mod Podge and I'm going to go around these petals. And then I'm just going to sprinkle my rose gold glitter on there. And then when I get done, I put that paper underneath my area so that when I get done, I can take that glitter and roll it up in the paper and pour it back into my jar. And that way I'm not wasting my glitter. Glitter's not cheap. So how's it looking, y'all? What do y'all think about that? And see, this is something you can do. If you don't have those UV resins, the glitter UV resins, you can do this right here. I mean, you don't need to have those. You can make do with this right here. Take your Mod Podge and paint it on whatever you want to be dipped in gold or silver or whatever color you want. And then take your UV resin and go over it and cure it up. And then there you have it. So now I'm going to get the other part of the jar and I'm just going to take the Mod Podge and I'm going to brush it on to my petals that are over here on the other part of the jar. And if you mess up and get that Mod Podge, off of the petal or your hand accidentally jerked or whatever, then no big deal. Get you one of those little micro brushes or a Q-tip and just, go around the edge and clean it up. And what I find myself doing before I end up curing my glitter is I take my finger and I will go along that line, travel that line of that rose petal and make sure that, my line is crisp and just traveling the rose petal. So you can clean up any mistake that you've made before you cure this up. And what I like about doing the Mod Podge is, versus using the UV resin, is if I was doing, I dropped my jar. If I was doing the UV resin right now, I would have to stop and cure each section, or else it would start traveling, all down the rose petal or wherever, because the UV resin is going to move. It's not going to stay like this Mod Podge will. The Mod Podge will stay right in place, right where you put it until you get ready to cure it up. So now I'm going to go ahead and dust off that excess glitter and see if I have any mistakes on my rose petals, because now's the time that I need to fix it before I cure the glitter up. So I'm just taking a good look around the jars, and I'm going to go ahead and take my UV resin and I'm going to go ahead and put it on this rose petal right here just to show you how I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to cure it up. And now there it is. It's cured and it looks nice. What do you guys think about this? Now I'm going to take the bottom of the jar and I'm going to dust the excess glitter off of it as well. And I'm going to check this part of the jar out and make sure I have no mistakes on it either before I cure it up. and I see a little spot where I messed up at. So I'm going to take this little tool right here, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of scrape and dust it off. I see another little area, give it a little scrape and dust it off. And now it's ready to be cured. What do you guys think about this jar? Do you like it? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. It's about that time, my friends. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to tap that button and join in on the fun. Help a sister out. It's free to do so. I don't know about you, but I like free stuff. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.